Fair enough. So, hey, got the exhibition going. This wasn't originally on the schedule at first, but you came to it later. What kind of was behind that, and what were you hoping to get from today?
Well, I wanted to just get an opportunity to see my team before November 7th and our regular season game. So originally this game wasn't scheduled. So we needed to, get a game where we're going against other teams instead of beating each other up each day in practice.
That's always a good thing for any player to do in any sport. I can appreciate that. So what was it that you saw from your crew today?
Well, I was pleased with the amount of points that we scored. We had 71 points. Could have scored more had we made our free throws. We were 11 for 29 from the free throw line. So when you look at that, that's pretty good points we're putting up. So that part is impressive.
Yeah, no, it's certainly a high-scoring group, especially to what the fans are used to seeing last year coming out. You had 3-pointers from, I think, 4 different players. That positionless basketball we were talking about, Rachel Ranke doing her thing. She had some from three-point land. But what I thought was interesting is she also mixed it up down low, too. She's listed as a guard. I had to check.
Yeah.
And then she's fighting down low. That's that other part of the positionless basketball I wasn't ready for. Is that what we were talking about the whole time?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. If you look at it, we put Rachel down low, and then she's able to hit the 3 as well. So with her size, we want to take advantage of smaller guards. So there are certain plays that we run to try to post her up, as well running off ball screens to shoot the 3. So that's, to me, that's that positionless basketball. Same thing, whoever gets the rebound, just go, because we all can take it down the floor. Right now, we don't have a traditional 5-player, your 6'4", 6'5" players. So everybody can kind of move and get up and down the floor, and we want to just push it. And that's an example of positionless basketball.
Well, we're talking a lot of the new toys that the fans haven't seen compared to last year, but there was some old reliable we got from last year. Desto had the double-double. Talk about that for a bit.
And that's the first thing I said when I walked in after the game. Congrats, Des, on your double-double. And you can't beat that. With her, it's a lot of heart when it comes to rebounding. She takes it personal. And so we're going to have to get that out of her and a little more scoring. But I was very pleased with Destiny's rebounding.
Coach, I remember that during the conference media day, you had pointed out Maya Burns as somebody who I need to look out for, and I wrote her name down, and I talked to her at UCF media day, and sure enough, she had double-digit points herself. Talk a bit about her performance.
Yeah,
today.
And to me, Maya still isn't where we can get her, right? So she's, above 6 foot and can dribble well, shoot it well. So I think she's going to get more aggressive for us offensively. But Maya she has a lot of tremendous talent, and I'm just going to keep grinding until we get it out of her. But I was pleased with her numbers. I was.
So gonna give you a bit of insight from talking to Rachel and Maya. They said they were unhappy with the free throws, and you mentioned that, but they also said they would have liked fewer turnovers. Are you in that boat?
I'm definitely in that boat, okay? And so, I think with Asia, her playing limited minutes, and we counted through Sierra, who's a true freshman, out to the Wolves, and I think, sometimes that caused a few turnovers, but overall, we just got to get better. We know that's something. Those are things we can control. We can control free throws, and we can limit all turnovers. So we addressed that right after the game. I'm looking forward to trying to improve that this week in practice as we're leading up to Winthrop.
It's funny you mentioned Sierra. Both the ladies out here today mentioned her and her toughness attacking as she did, both offensively and defensively. They mentioned over the backcourt calls that she drew and all that. One of few players on the roster that's below 6, and she has that battle. Like, is that toughness you've seen in the offseason?
Yeah, you know what? That's something I've challenged her on. Listen, Sierra, you're just like a little gnat out there, right? You're just going to be all over everybody, okay? And she's really done that, especially the last 2 weeks. I've seen her turn it up, and you can tell that she was due for a good performance. And she came out today and did that for us, and we're so happy about that with Sierra and her energy. She's also someone that we picked up late, so I didn't have her on campus until August. And she's a local kid, and that's important for me to make sure that we keep talent home, and also that, that she have a great experience at UCF. And we're pleased with what we saw with Sierra.
As a native, I think she's the one that's from Lake Highland, if I remember.
Yes.
So I've lived here all my life. I know that name. Hey, yeah, she's from here. That came up in my mind, so you got that part right for sure. But let me take it back to something I was talking with Rachel about. Obviously, she transferred in from Kansas State, has those eyes on Big 12 basketball, just like you did coming from there coaching your time at Baylor and such. So with that in mind, I know it's a long way off. I know you're still thinking of the last year in the American, but how close does this team look to what you would expect a Big 12 team to look like?
Well, I think we got to get bigger in size, right? So I think we have to go out and we got to get us a bigger post. But when I tell you the heart and the hard working that my players are doing and playing hard, I think that's what the Big 12 represent. But again, we can't jump that broom too fast. We got to do some things here in America and trying to defend our crown as defending conference champs, but also too just overall what we do. But I do see some things that I feel like we can compete with, and I also see some things we need to improve on. Like I said, we need a traditional post that we got to go get, and I think whenever you can get another point guard and a traditional post, hey, we're going to be fine. And we have time to do that as a staff.
Last one for me. Basically a week away. I could call it 8 days, whatever. Basically a week away, Winthrop to open it up. What's something you're looking for from then? I don't know how far ahead or how much, staffing or scouting you've done at this point, obviously. Yeah. But what do you kind of see and expect from them, and what might we see different? Obviously, I'm not asking for the game plan. Let me just put it on the website real quick.
So a few things. I know Winthrop is going to be a good team. Their head coach, Samika Randall. Mm-hmm. I think she's married now, so different last name, but she played at Tennessee, and she won a national championship with Pat Summitt. So I know that they're led by one of the best coaches in my opinion. I think she does a great job with them, and is going to do a great job with her program. So I know they're going to be well prepared and well coached. The second thing we have to do when it comes to Winthrop is do a lot of read and react on screens. We got to be able to defend the ball screen. They do a lot of that. So, and then the main thing for me is I got to go back, watch this film, and see what we need to do to get better. When we're good, we're hard to beat. And so I'm going to focus on those turnovers. We had way too many today. Easy baskets when it comes to free throws, making free throws, and just a little more intensity from the defensive end, and I think we'll be fine. But to me, I'm going to focus on that, and I know we're going to have to come prepared and ready from Winthrop.
Coach Sytia, thank you very much.
Thank you.